This is another short video in the No Shit Mechanics series, bringing you information that probably most of you are aware of, but that some of you maybe aren't. So, fire at will. Let's say I want to use my Galatian Legionaries to defend these mercenary Syrian archers from the enemy Hippeus Lancers. So I have fire at will turned on here on my Galatian Legionaries, and I'm thinking, okay, bracing 6 ranks deep, this is probably enough to stop them from getting trampled to death by the Hippeus. The Hippeus are incoming, and if you look at this, almost the entire formation, although 6 ranks deep, has been knocked down, and this is because they had fire at will turned on. So if these Hippeus, they are very heavy shock, let's say they were cataphracts, let's say they got a slightly better charge, there is nothing stopping these Hippeus from continuing through here and getting to the mercenary Syrian archers. And that was because this unit of Galatian Legionaries had fire at will turned on. So if this was a Hippeus Lancer unit was controlled by a human opponent, nothing would stop the Hippeus. Already some of them have made it through the formation, but nothing would really stop the Hippeus from getting into the mercenary Syrian archers and causing major havoc. Now if we do that again, there are of course many ways to stop this from happening. Having several lines of infantry, counter-charging with your own cavalry can be very useful, but this is just specifically for the case where you have one line of infantry protecting your skirmishers, which, to be honest, isn't the greatest idea in most cases. But let's just see what happens if we turn bracing. If we turn fire at will off, then the unit is going to be able to brace. So 6 ranks deep, the unit is able to brace, because fire at will is turned off. So we'll see what happens in the charge. Slow motion for maximum sexiness. Now you can see the formation is braced, and the Hippeus have a significantly harder time penetrating the formation. There are up to 4 or 5 Galatian Legionaries now between the Hippeus Lancers and the Syrian archers. So they are still, since this is sword infantry, they are still able to penetrate the formation to a significant degree. But if there were several units next to each other here, these units that have bracing on and fire at will off are much better able to stop the Hippeus Lancers from just punching through the formation. So if you want to use even sword infantry or spear infantry with precursor javelins, if you want to use them to stop charging enemy cavalry, having fire at will turned off is a great idea. It's not going to be able to stop them completely, but it's going to stop a lot more of them from being able to penetrate the formation. And although having just one line of infantry, especially sword infantry, to protect your skirmishers isn't really super effective, if you only have that, it's going to buy you more time to get your own cavalry in there if fire at will is turned off. But this is pretty important. If there is only one enemy cavalry unit incoming trying to punch through, it might be a good idea to turn fire at will off on the unit it's heading towards. But let's say there are other units next to it here, then it can be a good idea to have fire at will turned on for those units, so they are able to fire. They don't need to be braced because they're not going to get hit. They can fire at the Hippeus, while the unit that is getting charged can potentially hold better. Strength and honor.